Hello everyone, this is Christina Within the Garden, and today our project is to fill up our wine barrels. A lot of our plants have sunk down, so we've pulled a couple out. The lilacs I'll show you in a second, and we're going to pull out our blueberries from this location because our blueberries aren't thriving here, and I want to put them in a more kind of like coconut core soil, and so I'll be working on that. And what I'm going to show you is the area that we have our raspberries and blackberries, and we're going to add some more raspberries, some golden yellow ones, and some red raspberries. But first we have to take our blueberries out, and then this amazing tree has planted itself, and we think it's a tree, inside of our blackberry bush. So let me show you what that looks like here. These are our 3 barrels here. And then we have 3 barrels down there. And we've been going through and adding a top mulch to all of our beds. And these are uneven. And so what we're going to do is we're going to even these up and we're going to top them up. Each of the plants should really have enough soil in it to be at the base. And so this is a good time for us. This plant was in there to add, this is a good time for us to add some more soil medium as well as compost to add nutrients back to the soil. Now take a look at this. This tree, I think it's a tree, it's got to be a tree, right? Has grown in the middle of a raspberry bush here. I just can't imagine that that's a raspberry bush, but here are the primal canes for our raspberries. These are the dead pieces. So I'm going to dig this up and we're going to separate these. Take a look at this though. That definitely looks like a tree, right? And then this is our other blueberry. We're going to take it out. Now each of our barrels up here always get this like mossy cover, and every year I have to scrape it out, and it transplants itself into the garden beds, and I have such a big problem with it. So we're going to take the blueberries out. We're going to only have raspberries and blackberries up here. We built that trellis for them to climb, and then we're going to move the blueberries into the greenhouse right over there so that they're in a sheltered, non-wind area, and we can control more acidic non-acidic soil, because blueberries do not like acidity, so we can put in an acidity controller from Espoma. That's our blueberries. The plan is to go through, remove the blueberries, add the raspberries back, to top fill the soil to the soil line, and then to put everything back where it goes evenly so it's not unlevel. So that's the plan today. We are also going around and replacing sprinkler heads, so that's been a fun chore. But let me show you the lilacs and how we potted those up. So we took them out of the barrel, added soil to the bottom, and then planted them back up there at the top of the barrel. Let me show you so it makes more sense. These are our lilacs, and they were about in this much soil. We planted these a couple years ago, and I didn't plant them to the top. I did plant them a little low before I kind of knew to plant more soil medium in there so the roots have more space to grow. So what we did was we rolled it on its side, we took it out, put a bunch of soil in the bottom, put it back in on the top, and then put some compost in on top. We did the same here, so it's all the way to the top as much as possible, and we did that with the strawberries. And then we went back through and filled our containers here and there. Then we cleaned out all of these beds, which we'll be planting in later this week. I'll show you this beautiful plant. Look at that. So let's get started with the blueberries.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.
Okay, so check this out. This is our blackberry bush where this green comes out. And this was a volunteer tree. It goes all the way up about 4 or 5 feet. And you can see the root flare here. I'd love to know if you guys have seen this before, where you've seen a tree or a seed planted in a pot that you've had that you didn't plant, and that it grew around the plant that you planted. So in this case, we're going to try to save whatever this is. I'm hoping it's a dogwood, and try to save the blackberry bush. So let me see if I can get it a little more separated, and then we'll plant this up. Now I'm probably going to cut this off because we don't need that sucker. We don't need this sucker. So we'll see, but this would be very cool if it's a dogwood. Let's end it right about there. And these two are okay. Let's see where this one is. It's like they went down and around. Let me cut that one there. Okay. Cut this so it stops tearing. This is our primal cane. And then we're gonna cut these because we're gonna cut them later anyway, so let's just cut them now. Like most trees, we'll seal this up with the sealant we have. I'll have to get a different tool for that. Take a look at what I'm looking at. So this is the tree, and we're trying to save as many roots. These are the root flares right there, and we want to save as much as we can of that. Let's back up and see how big it is now. It's a pretty decent tree. I think it'd be great right there. Let me keep going.
Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon.
I just got dirt in my mouth, in my shirt and everything. This is the last bit of the blackberry. I don't even know if this is worth it, but I'm gonna drench it and I'm gonna put it over there and we'll see if it even lives.
What we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
At this point, I've filled this with compost. There was some unused soil at the bottom where old plants, some debris from the garden was all at the bottom, and then I put the compost in here. Now let's put the tree, then we'll fill with compost. You might be thinking, well, that's too big for it already. Well, actually, you want a tree to be buried high, so you don't want the root flare, this part or these parts, to be buried with soil. So this is perfect. It'll still grow the rest of the depth of this particular tree pot, and then from here we can find a long-term solution for it if it lasts, and from this it'll slide right out into its new home, so we don't have to tear it apart from another plant. Also, if it does get bushy, it might provide some shade for the garden, so this could work really well. So let's put compost on top. And taking up all that spot.
What are we gonna do? It's probably a Russian olive.
No, I do think it's like possibly a dogwood, but I can't be sure. I once killed a dogwood. This is what it looked like. Prune sealer. Protects seals for pruned or damaged trees and roses. Okay, there's our unknown tree. And then we have a soaker hose attached to the garden that'll water that more regularly now. And then we use Tree Tone. And then as a reminder, root flares are meant to allow the tree to breathe. So all these little root systems are the lungs of the tree. So these are all meant to stick up. They are not meant to be under the soil. So if you find yourself planting to like here, because you're like, well, these need to be down with the roots, that's not true. So root flares, like I've shown you in some of the plantings of my other trees, they need to be exposed. They need to breathe for the tree, and if you cover them, they could lose a lot of oxygen. Okay, everyone, that was the random tree in the blackberry bush, blackberry barrel. Today we ended up taking all 3 of the wine barrels and we took all the plants out of them. There's not a single plant left. We had the center one that had the blackberry that I just showed you, the random tree, we don't know what it is, and these blueberry bushes. I'm going to take all the moss off of these blueberry bushes, add some coconut coir. The coconut coir I have is thick, and I'm going to order some more fine coconut coir so that these blueberries can breathe. In the meantime, I've watered them in, and I'm going to add soil acidifier from Espoma. I have one that I keep and I've used in prior videos where I've shown you that it's really good for blueberries, and it fertilizes your blueberries and keeps the acid in the soil in check. So thank you for watching today. I don't know what that tree is, but when I find out, I'll let you know. Please do subscribe if you have a minute. It really helps me keep creating content as I'm editing it myself. And hopefully one day I can afford an editor and somebody will help me make better videos. So thank you so much. I do appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good day.